Well, welcome back to another episode of the Menswear Style Podcast. I'm your host, B. Brooker. Today on the show, I am talking to Miguel Soares. He is the founder of BYMS, and that is BYMS, BYMS. At 18, he thought his life was done and dusted. His football career was over. He had some irreversible injuries, but he harnessed some mental toughness from that and came through and started the brand BYMS. And each piece reflects authenticity, quality and care. His journey has taught him to embrace change, and now he invites you to be part of his story. And to tell his story in his own words is the founder of BYMS, Miguel Soares.
And sorry for my English.
Oh, your English is just fine.
I think it's good, but I don't practice much, so
I should be saying sorry for my English.
oh,
If it was as good as yours, then we'd be in no trouble. Anyway, on line one, I have Miguel Soares. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Miguel is the founder of BYMS. How are we doing today, Miguel?
yeah, Peter, thank you for the invitation. I'm doing very well. I hope you're well too, and I hope to do a good conversation with you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, we just spoke in the green room all about the Euros, the hopes
Yeah.
of Portugal, the hopes of England. Maybe we'll release those as some DVD extras at the end. But
Yeah.
tell me about the brand. Introduce yourself, Miguel. Tell me how you got the brand started and how would you describe it?
So my dream since I was a kid was to be a professional football player. Um, and when I turned 18, I signed my first professional football contract with Vitória Sport Club. It's a club in the first division in Portugal, in the city I live. So everything was going great, but unfortunately, I suffered some injuries. Um, I've been with two surgeries in my knee, in my left knee. Among other injuries. So I thought I I can't play anymore professionally. So I had another passion that was fashion because since I was young, my grandfather has a small textile company in Portugal, Guimarães, where I live too. So I grew up in the middle of fabrics, in the middle of people working here since I was 10 years old, more or less. So these two worlds collide, and I create BYMS.
Nice. Well, I mean, not nice about the injuries. Tell me, was it so the first knee injury, was that football related? Was it a particular tackle or did it happen in warm up?
It was not a tackle, but it was like they tackled me, but when I was falling to the ground, my leg got stuck in the pitch, and my knee kind of rotates,
Ooh.
and I couldn't move my leg. So
Oh,
it was
so
a little difficult, and I was like in recover, and 3 or 4 months from the recovering, I started playing again. And another time it was like two surgeries in less than 6 months. So I was like, oh, I can't go through this anymore. It's painful, all the things, the surgery, the recovery, and mentally maybe I wasn't strong enough at that time, but it kind of seems like the best thing to do at the time.
how old were you then and what year are we talking?
We are talking in pre-COVID, beginning of COVID, 2020. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then I have like the recovery, and then we get COVID, so everything falls apart in that time.
Yeah, so I mean it's nutty. People don't realize knee injuries are so soul destroying because not only are they painful, but I mean, so I've had reconstructive knee surgery. So I had a football injury and that carried on. I never got it sorted out. And then over time I started boxing, and then
Wow.
it completely went during a boxing warm up, and had reconstructive knee surgery. So I was out, I was told that 50-50, you might not run again, you might not be as athletic as you were. So I was like, oh bloody hell.
Yeah, and it's
Eventually it
painful. Yeah,
healed up. Sorry.
yeah, it's painful and mentally it's destroying.
Right. And I was
Yeah,
spending, and because you're pretty much horizontal the whole time your knee is convalescing, but you're sitting down, you're certainly not getting out and being active. You really miss how cathartic and meditative running is. Like I would run all the time. Now I don't meditate sitting down or sitting still, but I realize when I go out running now, even if it's just for 30 minutes, this is my meditation. This is how I clear my clear my head of all these things. So if you're just sitting down and you're swimming in your own thoughts and you're online all the time and you're on social media all the time and you're getting triggered all the time, it can it's a real dark place to be, and it can get dark
yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, and when I suffered those injuries, I was like in recovering. Like I wake up and went to the gym to recover, and then I went back home, and I was like, oh, I got nothing to do now. In social media. I'm hitting because mentally I can't say I was depressed, but it was a little bit like a little it's not a depression, but it was a very dark place for me. So everything was falling apart for me. And I think BYMS was like, I can say a salvation, but it gave me purpose to leave that dark place and pursue another journey.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mental thing. So if you're the sort of person, and I used to be this sort of person that would love to just sit down and binge watch
Yeah.
everything. I'll be like, oh great, I've got 9 seasons of Lost to get through, or the entire TV series of The Saint with Roger Moore. I can just book out 4 days and just watch them back to back. It's fine. Nowadays, I have a bit more itchy feet, or I feel like I've got a project I need to get on with, or just things to do in life in general. So I can't, if I watch more than 2 hours of telly, like a film or something, I feel like I got to get up and make 2 hours back and write something or have an idea about something. Do you know what I mean? So if
Yeah,
you're of
yeah,
the mindset where you're injured and you think, crikey, I need to create something like a brand, or I need my project to get on the go, or I need to do something else, and you're completely hamstrung, pardon the pun, by that. It's got
yeah.
that double impact right on top of it. Anyway, BYMS. Let's talk about BYMS. So talk to me about the starting steps. You mentioned your family there, you had the background. So do you have the early ideas for designs? Do you have prototypes? Talk me through the early phases.
Okay, so it was a very funny story. I don't have a degree in design or in financials. So I face obviously a lot of difficulties in these early stages. But in the beginning, I talked to my mom that always supports me, and I told her I want to build a clothing brand, and she was like, "Oh, you cannot be serious." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And she told me, "Oh, so design some things, and when you have a strategy plan, can show me, and I will support you in any means I can." So I did all of that. I start designing. I start contacting manufacturers. I start to do everything I can, and I put up a plan, and I put up a plan for my new clothing brand I wanted to make, and I presented to my mom, and she said me, "Okay, now you have a plan. I can help you in everything I can. So let's do it, and let's go."
Great. And then so from there, are you also putting your own designs together, or are you outsourcing that? How are the designs for the
So
clothes?
in
How
early stages, I I I did all the work. I did all the designs. I did brand quality, the shipping part. I did everything. Now I want to, obviously I want to grow the brand, and now I want to outsource some designs, but obviously I want to make things I love to wear. So I want to see all the designs wherever it's made by me or by a designer. So it's that.
And where is the brand now? Where is BYMS? Is it your full-time job now? How big's the team? Where are we at right now with the brand?
Yeah, BIMS is slowly growing because I don't want to take a step bigger than my leg, and I want to create a very good structure for the brand. For now, we have me. It's me and another person working on BIMS, but we obviously want to grow. But at this time, it's my full-time job. So I think we are doing well.
And you have like different categories of clothes on the website, which by the way, we'll put a link on the in the show notes, bimesbrand.com. But you have like people might expect to find athleisure wear there, like hoodies, but you also have some double-breasted blazers and things. So how do you kind of vet exactly what the brand should be and where it should fit in terms of what people are looking for?
Yeah, so obviously, as I told you before, I only make things that I would love to wear. Obviously, we are mostly casual smart wear now, with minimalistic and elegant designs. And I always try to find people that would love to wear the same things as me. So the people who enter our site can be prepared to buy a hoodie, or if they want, they can buy a double-breast blazer too. It's that's We are trying to find how do you say it, equilibrium.
Wow, good
Then
one.
so
And here he was beforehand apologizing for his English, and he
yeah.
rolls
Thanks.
out Equilibrium. Great film, by the way, as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
sorry for my English. I practice much more. So it's that we can buy a hoodie or we can buy a double breast blazer.
Amazing. All right. Well, listen, I also want to know about, I mean, we talked about the start of the brand and we've kind of come to the end of where you are now and where you want to fit within your contemporaries. But for anyone that's listening to the podcast, Miguel, what about what you would do differently if you were to do this again? If you were to start it again, how would you approach starting either the website or the design phase? Some advice for other people out there.
Okay, so obviously my advice, and it was a difficult thing for me, it was the stocks, because when I started the brand, I heard everyone saying it's like, oh, selling online is easy. Oh, selling online is easy. And I thought, oh, well, if selling online is easy, I will do a bigger stock and we will sell it without difficulties. But it was not what happens. Selling online, especially in 2021, 2022, because we have so much competition is very hard. So my advice for younger people who wants to start as me is don't do a lot of stocks. Try to talk with your clients and have a personal relationship with your clients and be honest and transparent, and tell them this is difficult, because we don't have the resources as big brands have. So there will be a little bit of delays in the shipping, but the clients will feel thankful because they have this kind of relationship with the brand. So for me, it's this advice to be transparent and create a good relationship with the clients. And in the other hand, don't do a lot of stocks because it will create textile excesses too.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, listen, I've said the story on the podcast before, but it bears repeating. I had an idea for a t-shirt brand way back in the day, and I'll give you the abbreviated version. I ended up with quite a bit of stock because I think at every phase in every guy's life, they have an idea for a t-shirt brand and they go, "Great, this will just sell bucket loads." They have the idea, they order up all the stock, and then they realize they didn't think about marketing, about how they can sell the damn thing. So they just
Yeah.
fill it up. Their mum's garage has now like got 20 boxes of this t-shirt. And so you're right. You just got to have, I think if I was to give any advice, even though I've not developed a brand like yours, it's to not fall in love with your idea so much that you think other people are going to love it as much as you. And try and remove yourself as much out of the equation as possible and think about what your customer wants. Um, I guess the real trick for you would be to how you can manage that relationship as the company grows bigger, right? Because becoming like your time will be more stretched. It's how you become personable with your customers and your community. How do you keep them engaged as the brand grows? I don't know if you thought about that at all.
So as you said, um, I started the brand, but the brand really started when I created a TikTok account because I started to make videos about my background as a person and behind the scenes of BYMS. And everyone started to love because I was a young guy with a dream. Um, and in Portugal, it's obviously difficult to do everything related to business. So people start to comment and like the videos. And we started to build a stronger community where people gave opinions about designs, about colors, something we can do to be better at marketing or at the production level or quality level. So I think TikTok really created this community for me, and it was very, very rewarding for me.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I don't think I hear of many businesses, not that I'm aware of, that leverage TikTok to drive people to their site or to let them know about the brand and the company. I mean, obviously you have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I think those are the top three that I would personally use. But then I'd only use one of them with intent. The others I kind of just leave links and I'm not really native on the other ones. I just kind of go, right, here's the link to the YouTube vid. See you later. Whereas I might talk about it a little bit more on Instagram because I think that's my personal preference. So I guess you have a preference yourself personally when it comes to social media, and you know how to harness that to
Yeah,
make it to
yeah.
tell your story.
Yeah, for me, Instagram was like the number one platform. But when I discovered TikTok and when I started to make videos talking to the camera, because in the beginning I was a little bit shy and I'm an introvert guy. So I always did the videos not talking. But then I start to talk with the camera and people start commentating and liking this type of videos, and me showing our manufacturers, showing where our clothes were made. So everyone starts liking that, and we continue to do that. And now we have because we are a small brand, we have a small community, but they know they can send me message or call me. Oh, Miguel, you want to lunch? I'm near your company. If you want to lunch, if I can go there to try something, they know they can come, and we have this personal relation.
Interesting. Well, BYMS brand, the place to go, bymsbrand.com, I should say, and it's spelled BYMS, but we'll leave all the links down in the show notes. Great talking to you, Miguel.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I want to know also what your predictions are for the Euros. We teased upon it off mic, but so who do you think is going to win? Bear in mind, this might go out about a week later, so let's hope that both of our teams are still in it.
So my prediction for the Euros is Portugal to win, obviously, because we have
Oh.
world-class players like Cristiano Ronaldo, my inspiration, and the inspiration for the brand too, because we are inspired by football, of course. It's my passion, and it's my prediction.
Alrighty. Okay. From the head and the heart there. I like it.
Yeah,
Great talking to you, Miguel. I'll best of luck with the brand. Give me a ring when you come to London, and we'll definitely do some lunch around here.
I obviously will do that.
Brilliant. Okay, buddy. Speak to you soon. You've been listening to the Menswear Style podcast. Be sure to head over to menswearstyle.co.uk for more menswear content, and email info@menswearstyle.co.uk if you would like to be a future guest on the show. Finally, please help support the show by leaving a review on iTunes or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Until next time.